Hey guys, and welcome back. I was going through some stuff in my cellar, trying to clean stuff out and take care of stuff, and I found all these flyers that I had sitting around in these boxes and little bags and stuff. And I said, wow, there's some cool stuff here. So Jim and I talked about it and said, you know what? Might be a cool idea just to do a brief video on it and see what you found. So this right here was a flyer that came in the 3rd edition box, I believe. And I've got it on the side where it has how to paint your 2nd edition Space Marines, which I thought was pretty cool. So you get a good view of that. So it has your steps 1 through 6 and how to paint these old cool 2nd edition plastic Space Marines. And basically, let me flip it up. We get that one done. So what I'll do is we will. So this was the flyer that was, I believe, in that set right there. So this was pretty cool. So then we have this flyer, which I forget where these came from. I don't know if it was in the box sets that you bought. I just don't remember. But I've got it on the Warhammer 40K side, because on the back side is all Warhammer Fantasy Battle. And this here, it shows you all the old games. You got Talisman City Adventure, Talisman Dungeon of Doom, and Talisman Dragon's Tower. Then down here you have Warhammer Quest. £40 for the box game. I think this was £15 each for these, and £30 for that one. So then you had Warhammer Quest, you had the Lair of the Orc Lords, and you had all the separate player characters. Then you came down, you had Space Hulk at £40. You got Space Hulk there. Then you had your Army box out sets. So you got the High Elf Army, Goblin Army, Orcs, Ultramarines Army right there, Space Orc Army, Tyranid Army. You got your painting guides and your catalog guides right there. And then you had all you got Tactical Space Marines, Grey Wolves, Whirlwind, Predator, Space Marine Rhino, Razorback, your Dreadnoughts, bikes, speeders, all your troops. Pretty cool. Codex Eldar, Codex Chaos, Codex Ultramarines, Space Wolves, Dark Angels. Angels. This Codex had both the Blood Angels and the Dark Angels in it. And then you had the Codex Imperial Guard right there. Up here you had the Dark Millennium, which was supplemental for that. And then you have the Orcs right here with the Orc box sets right there. And then we have Necromunda. You had the Necromunda set at £40, and then you had your Daleks, Scabies, Kador, Goliaths, House Etcha, House Orlok, Ratskins, Redemptionists, and House Van Saar. So that's pretty cool there. And you get your bugs up here, your Tyranid Codex, your Carnifex, your Lictor, your Hive Tyrant, Termagants, Steelers, and Tyranid Warriors. And you had your Imperial Bastion, your Imperial Firebase, your Wargames Terrain, and How To. So this is pretty cool. Then we come over and we got Wheels of Steel. There's also another side of this as well. And that's all box sets. So you got that right there. So let me put this back up so it doesn't fall down. So we can go through Wheels of Steel. We got Imperial Guard tanks. We got the Lehman, the Demolisher, the Imperial Chimera, the Basilisk, the Griffin, the Hellhound. Then we get down into Space Marine tanks. We've got the Rhino, the Predator Annihilator, the Predator, is that a Destructor? Is that what that was called? And then we have the Whirlwind, we have the Razorback, and we have the Sisters of Battle Emulator. Because we have the second edition right here, Space Marine box, with the companion supplement of the Dark Millennium. And we have Space Marine assault vehicles, which we have the Space Marine bikes. We've got a Chaplain, and then we've got attack bike right there. And we have our land speeders here. We have a Raven Wing Space Marine speeder, and then we have a regular Space Marine land speeder. Then we have the Eldar vehicles, which we have the Viper, we have the Shrieker jet bike, and then we have a regular jet bike, and we have the Harlequin jet bike. And we come over and we got your Eldar Dreadnought, and we have the Eldar Warwalker. This is your Imperial tank sprue. We have all the accessories on with the Hunter missile and your Storm Bolter and all other neat stuff. Down here we have Orky stuff. We got the bikes. We got the war buggy. We've got the Dread. We've got a knob on a war track right there, which is pretty cool. And we got, Oscar the Grouch's flaming tank right there. And then we have a war track there. And we come over, we got Chaos. We got the Chaos Predator. And then we have the Chaos on bike. And then we have the Chaos Dread there. So that was pretty neat. So these Fliers, I believe, came in the box sets, if I'm not mistaken. Over here, sticking with the Games Workshop stuff, we've got Bretonia. There is some other stuff on the other side, which I'll go through. So you have your, I don't know which edition this was. This was your Bretonian edition for Warhammer Fantasy Battle. I think it was fourth. I think this was the fourth edition. So I believe the first edition was Goblins and High Elves. Maybe this is second edition. First edition with High Elves with Goblins. I remember that. I'm just having a brain fart. I can't remember. So on this one here, you have your Bretonian Archers. You have, I forget her name. What's her name? It's right there. Morgana. And then you have the King of Bretonia on Griffin. We have the Knight Errant Champion. We've got Banner Bearer, a Knight Errant, and then we have a Knight of the Realm. We have the Errant Trumpeter. We've got the Slan Mage Priest. We've got Skink Archers. Then we got this is Skink Archer Command, and we got Skink Archers there. We've got their paint sets right there. And then we have some Saurus Warriors with hand weapons, and we got Saurus Warrior Command Group. So that was the set that came with that. So you got the Lizard Men with your Bretonian Knights. Let's see what else we got. So over here we have Warhammer Magic Supplement, and here you got Total Chaos, Total Power, Dragons, Priests, Beastmen, Chaos Sorcerers. We got Skaven, we got Greater Demon of Horned Rat, and we got the Skavens there. We've got Agents of Nagaroth with the Elf Sorcerer, and that's an Elf Sorceress riding a Dark Pegasus right there. And we have the Dark Forces of the Undead. And we've got our vampires, we got a necromancer, we got Isabella von Castine, we got Count von Castine, we got the Lich King in Chariot, necromancer, we got Dieter Helschnick on a Manticore, and we got Naga, Supreme Lord of the Dead, we got Henry Kemmler, the Lickmaster, and then we got the regular vampire there. And with the Circle of Blood, I forget what that came with, but you got scenarios. You got, I believe, 4 or 5 scenarios. So you've got that night battle at Merkel, and then you got the defense of the tower. And then if you open this up and turn it around like this, then you have Race for the Bridge, the Battle of Karen Field. So you got 4 scenarios, and you have your army listing right there, and these are your codexes for that. And then you got the Idol of Gork, Grudge, the Grudge of Dong, and you have your mail order stuff. So that's pretty cool. So that was that one. So I forget where that came from. That's the Circle of Blood. That's pretty cool. All right. So let's, where are we with this? Almost 11 minutes. So then I got the Armor series. These came with your Monogram models. Whenever you bought a Monogram model, you got this right here. This is the front, this is the back. And it shows you what their catalog was, which I have down here. Now, when you bought a Monogram model, you got these inserts. So these inserts came in with your model. So this would be the Screaming Mimi Sherman tank. And Shepard Payne would do these. He would make these dioramas, which were pretty cool. So, you know, if you're a young model, these are pretty neat to look at. Here you have the U.S. Lee tank, which Shepard Payne did as well. So these are pretty neat when you got these. It's kind of like an extra bonus when you bought the model. Here's the directions for the Lee. So you got these. You got your directions, and then you got your little insert. So this is the catalog for this is 1977. So I've got 2 catalogs. I have the 1980 catalog. I have the 1977 catalog for Monogram, and it shows you the different dioramas, planes, tanks, cars, and this is my favorite section right here. So that was pretty cool. If you love Monogram models, man, this was it. So you had them all. So that was pretty cool. Then I have a few. We got an FX kit catalog here. I don't know what year this is. This is 17th edition. I don't know what year this came in. What year is this? 1979. So this is an FX 1979 catalog. And it has, look at this stuff, huh? Combat packs. Combat packs. Yeah. Pretty neat. Got dinosaurs, birds, troops. We've got all this neat stuff here. Yeah. Cars, tanks, all that neat stuff. Yeah. We got ships. We got spaceships. We've got jets, planes. Then I have the artillery. And we've got some vehicles there. I like this set here. I've been looking to buy that one right there, the Vietnam set. I've got this set here, Beau Jest. I missed out on the Battle of Britain set, and I don't have that Battle of Milanova set either. So these are pretty cool. So I have these. And then, of course, we've got our Games Workshop stuff here. These catalogs came in the box sets as well. And it just gave you tips and painting tips, what everything looked like, all that neat stuff. So we got Necromunda right there. We've got Warhammer Quest, Epic. We got all that neat stuff there, all the box sets. So these are pretty cool. Then we have the Fallen Medusa. I forget what set that came with. I don't know if it was in White Dwarf. Could have been White Dwarf. But the Fallen Medusa was a supplement. And then I have the 94, 95. I have a bunch of catalogs, though. I do. There's a 98. Has 90. This should go with the 98, which I left at home. But these are pretty neat. I think I'm running out of time. I gotta end this, I think, at 17. This was Warriors Redemption. That was a Sisters of Battle insert when you bought the Warriors of Redemption. And this was the insert, your painting insert for Necromunda. And it showed you everything that you got with that. So I have to speed it up because I don't want to turn it into 2 parts. And then we got your insert for Warhammer, the second edition box set. Over here we've got TSR Hobby, so Dungeons and Dragons. This was 1981. And it shows you all your Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Yeah. Remember that? Oh my God, look at these. Look at how old these are. Look at these. Your Dungeon Master book, Player's Handbook, your Monster Manual, Deities and Demigods, modules, all that neat stuff. Very cool. So that was 1981. Then I have a 1992, and I got a few others all strewn around the house. Then we got Battleground. I don't have that anymore. I don't know why I still got this, but I do. And then we've got, that came with Miniature Wargaming Magazine, Valor and Fortitude. That's relatively new. And then, of course, we've got our black powder stuff. This comes with the, I forget, I believe I got this with the British Starter Army set. No, La Hassan. That's what I got it with. I got it with that. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, last but not least, we're getting close to the end, guys. We got this map. So I'll end it here, and I'll do a part 2. And we'll go through that map right there for Napoleonics. All right, guys, so we'll end up doing a part 2. All right, we'll see you at part 2. Ciao.